Hi and welcome back. Today I wanted to share with you a quick and fun DIY on how to make a insert for your memory keeping. I am really excited about this booklet actually, and yeah. So what I've done off camera is I have cut papers up into 7 by 5 inches big squares. And what actually took the most time for me was to decide in what order I wanted my papers to be and which papers to use actually. So I have been combining papers in I'm betting that it took at least half an hour to just, assemble what papers to have, and I've been piling them up into a huge stack, and then I've been flipping through that stack, to just get a feel of the booklet, just like this, but with bigger papers. Because I feel like even if the pages will transform quite a bit, I feel like it's nice to have like a good start off point, sort of. And I wanted to break the papers up with this little brown paper bag that the classified planner edition came shipped in. And I'm just cutting into it, and actually that flap just came off. I should have thought of it, but I didn't, and it's actually quite fun because I decide that I want to reposition it, which is fun. You never know what's gonna happen when you work with papers, I find. So there's always an element of surprise. So I decided I wanted to have it that way instead of the opposite way. But first I have to glue it in there because, otherwise I will just have a loose flap, and I don't want that. So something that I realized when I made my December daily this year, or last year, it's a new year, I always get a bit confused in the beginning of the year, was that it was so much fun to memory keep in a mini dory, which I did. I ended up doing. And so for January, I thought that, maybe I should do this like every month. But I don't have time to, make a spread every day or a page even every day. I don't have time for that. And I find that memory keeping always have to sort of, I don't know, it has to work for me, right? So I decided I will try to make like a mini booklet each month, and I can decide like how many pages do I need this month. I mean, some months that you have much more going on, then maybe I should have more pages available. I don't know. And some months are a bit more boring, and perhaps I should just pick a couple of, a fewer amount of smaller amount of pages. So you can always like tweak how much time you're gonna have and how much you want to memory keep. Okay, so what I've done here is I've clipped all of the papers together, and I have tried to get them as tight and straight as possible before poking holes into my papers. And this time I decided to be a bit more fancy, so I have 5 holes instead of 3. I'm not sure that it will make any difference, but sometimes you have to change things up a bit. And then I'm just using some sewing thread. I don't think this is any special thread. I think it's just, when you buy a kit of sewing supplies for, fixing holes and stuff, this is the thread that comes in it. And I'm using double thread just to make sure that it will keep up, because I know that I will be using a bit of mixed media and a bit of extra papers and stuff, so this will bulk up. I know that for sure. And then I want to have, a good amount of thread to, really keep it together. Then I bring out my standard daisydori. I always get the daisydori even though I plan in a mini dory, and I sort of decided that I want to use it for as a clipbook, I guess you could say. I want to use it for journaling spots. I think that the grid paper is awesome to use for that. You get it a bit of color with all of the stripes and stuff, and also the dot grid paper is also fantastic to use for journaling spots. And then you have all of these decorative elements in the booklet, like these flowers are just too cute to end up in the trash, so I'm just fussy cutting them out without any real plan what to use them for. Uh, but I think they're cute, so I wanna use them somehow. And I have my scissors. This is like the best tip ever. I have a cutter bee, and I just totally love it. You don't necessarily need a cutter bee, but something with really, a small, really sharp and pointy scissors if you are going to try to fussy cut things, because seriously, it makes it so much more enjoyable. And this one is just, I love it. Anyways, I decide that I will just add the flowers to the cover. I haven't decided yet what I want to do with the cover. It's just plain still, so we'll see. uh, and then I'm adding a couple of journaling spots throughout the book before I even have started printing photos or know what I want to do with the pages. But it's both because I wanted to, sort of give you an idea on what it will look like, but it's also because if I prepare my pages, it will be much easier to just start and journal and get my photos printed and in the books. This month I decided I wanted to play along with Simone's and Suzanna Lee's series Scale It Down, and for this you will need roller stamps, labels, and loads of washi tape, alpha stickers, and cut apart sheets. So I really like to have some sort of challenge or sketch or whatever when it comes to all of my journaling, because I'm lazy, and sometimes it sort of challenges me to use things in a way I didn't really think I would, because for example, I really like cut apart sheets. I always end up buying them, but I rarely use them because they are too pretty. And the same goes for labels. I'm really bad at using labels because I tend to journal quite a lot, so they are too small for me. Even though they are so cute to layer with and stuff. But I need to be challenged into using them, so I really enjoy this. And this layout, initially I thought that I would use like strips of papers. I was kind of inspired by Simone's video, but it didn't really work. I didn't feel it. But then I had this tag that I also cut out when I cut the strips out. That I kind of liked it. I don't know. I thought it was cute, and it's a nice size to use as a background paper for my photo, and it's really, I don't know, the colors of it are really mellow, I guess you could say. They are not as shouty as the yellow and the red spots, so I kind of liked it. And so I decided I would just keep this here for a moment and we'll see how it goes. And meanwhile, I was cutting out the hello, because at first I thought that I would use it like an entire strip, but it was too bulky, and the photo is, even if it's not a very nice photo, it really is a photo of when I go to work each morning, and this morning it had snowed, so it was all powdery, and yeah, that's what I wanted to journal about. And so I didn't want it to feel too heavy, sort of. And then I wanted to bring in some of that yellow from the opposite side. I really like to keep like some of the colors on both sides, so it feels like so they belong together. I can't really explain it better. And I can't really waste that cute air balloon, because I think it was actually the air balloon that really caught my eye from the beginning, because I think it was so cute. So I'm just placing it there. Meanwhile, this is just because I don't want to throw it away. but you'll see. And I have decided on the tag. Yeah. And so I'm gluing those two together, and I'm also putting a bit of washi tape just underneath it. I really like this washi tape. It's just a grid, and it's sort of gray, and it works everywhere. If there's just something missing, it's always that one. And then I'm trying out different labels, and I'm trying to see if I can sort of layer them. But all I'm ending up with is this label double arrow. I think it's really for tip-ins, but it works as a label as well. And then I decide I just want to go with that cute little strip of yellow underneath it. It really makes the color pop, and I kind of like it, so why not? And finally, I am starting to glue things down. I would consider myself to be a rather slow scrapbooker. I really like to take my time when it comes to crafty things, because it's my hobby and I really enjoy the process. But it's a really fine line between enjoying the process and getting my photos scrapped, which is part of why I ended up going this way with my memory keeping for this year, or for the first few months. I'm not sure that I will keep this up every month. I really like to sort of mix things up. I guess that in 10 years from now, I might have, a Project Life album for this year and that year, and yeah. But right now, I am just, exploring the memory keeping because it's so much fun. Anyways, the snow is going in there, and at first I thought that I would bring in that speech bubble, so I'm moving it around and trying to see if I can make it fit, but it's a bit too big and bulky, so I don't really feel it. I thought it would be fun, as the title says, Hello Snow. I thought it would be fun to have a speech bubble, but I don't feel it, guys. And sometimes that's what happens, so yeah. And then I want to stamp the date with my roller stamp, and I accidentally stamp February the 60th instead of February the 6th. That kind of thing happens, and then you just, kind of save yourself with a pen. And I didn't do a perfect job of stamping either, but hey, it works, and I kind of like it when it's a bit rough and unperfect. I don't think that scrapbooking is, for me at least, it's not about being perfect. I would never be able to do anything if perfect was my goal. So, yeah. And finally, I'm gluing that part in as well. To finish the spread off, I stamp the Simone weather stamp that says snowy, because how perfect is that? And also I decide to glue the hot air balloon in because, it really ties the pages together. I have the turquoise on both pages, and also I have the yellow, so it's sort of a unity, and I kind of like that. And the spread is done. Thank you so much for watching, and please give this a thumbs up if you want to see more journaling processes from me, and make sure you're subscribed if you want to see more. Bye for now.